Football is about moments, like this. Football memories have become a big part of our lives. The rock and goal years interweaves the memories of two extraordinary years. Great goals, great music, and moments we'll never forget from 1990 and 1979.
My dad brought me to Craven Cottage. I remember sitting on his shoulders watching the game and just shouting out, "Can you read? Will you read? Not it, not it."
I was very fond of Palace because they were so at times.
I come, unfortunately, from a family of rabid Reds, so I was a bit of a rebel without a clue.
The punk thing was just something that really grabbed you by the throat.
One step beyond.
One has sympathy for the Arsenal goalkeeper.
1979 began in the winter of discontent, one of the hardest winters in living memory. A record number of matches were postponed, while snowdrifts and strikes combined to bring down the Labour government.
79 means two things to me. One was losing the general election, being sure we were back quite soon, which we weren't. And the other was Sheffield Wednesday being knocked out of the cup by Arsenal, being sure we'd soon win the cup, which we haven't.
Up goes Sunderland! And Arsenal go in front.
I was in the cabinet at the time and was required on the evening to have white-knuckle negotiations with electricity people who we thought were charging too much, and one of my jobs was trying to keep prices down. And I remember sitting across the road in a restaurant, arguing with electricity people, and thinking, I shouldn't be here at all trying to govern the country. I should be at Highbury watching Wednesday.
It took Arsenal no fewer than 4 replays to finally beat Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup. The victory set them on course for a classic final against Manchester United.
The 79 final probably sums up, in a way, what is glorious about soccer.
I had a Saturday job working at Lipton stocking shelves, and the manager would not let me have the day off. Stocking the shelves, and I kept sneaking off to the back, trying to score.
And turning it back, and a goal! Can he find the shot or the cross? There's the little cross coming in, and that's number 2 by Stapleton.
The game is about to peter out into nothing. The team that's played better is going to win, and everyone's going to go home and think, oh, well, there you go. And then for 10 minutes, the world gets turned upside down.
I remember hearing from the back, the guy who's the butcher, Mick, the butcher, the paddy, shouting out, "It's 2-1.
Come all the way through to Jordan, turning it back in there again, and a goal! And suddenly, United are back in the game with 4 minutes left.
It was the worst kind of arrogance, the worst kind of Arsenal arrogance, thinking, oh, well, we'll let them have one, won't we? It was the second one that did the damage.
McElroy getting in there. Can he finish it off? Yes, he can! 2 goals in a minute!
I'm thinking, that's it, we're going to a replay, I'll be able to go on the Wednesday, forget the shelves, I'm going to watch the replay. And then some plonker from Arsenal goes and tucks it away and made it 3-2. And I was gutted.
Brady releases almost an inch-perfect ball. Ricks is making the run down the left. He crosses the perfect cross. Sunderland has made all the space. He hits it.
And they're back in the lead again! What an amazing cup final!
And that was a lovely moment, particularly as Man United are my least favourite team.
Victory of another kind for Britain's first woman Prime Minister.
Here comes the Prime Ministerial rover, bearing now Mrs. Thatcher.
Her Majesty, the Queen, has asked me to form a new administration, and I have accepted.
You can be on a wonderful spiritual high, like the May of '79, when we have slaughtered my great enemy, Manchester United, in the most wonderful and theatrical way. And within the month, you can be spiritually so damaged by the fact that Margaret Thatcher came to power is that you almost don't know whether you can go on.
Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me, hit me. Je t'adore, ich liebe dich. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Hit me.
And the goal there!
Hit me slowly.
Going all the way, Buckles! Woodcock. And another one, Tony Woodcock.
The extraordinary fairy tale success of Brian Clough's unfashionable Nottingham Forest continued at home and abroad.
I have to say, for everybody who was really into Nottingham Forest, this was slightly beyond belief. It was an amazing period that this little club could have become so extraordinary, and success followed success.
I'm very proud of what they did, and probably that is the best Forest team that there's ever been.
The best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and bees. I want money.
Well, Forest hadn't exactly been in that business before, had they, of buying big star players, and I particularly enjoyed Francis with Forest, because Forest paying $1 million for him was a decision which I approved, and they really can't let him just over and over again.
That's a better looking cross for Francis!
How important was Brian Clough for Nottingham Forest? I don't know. How important is water to making a cup of tea? He transformed the club.
I always had good memories of Brian. He was always good for a quote, wasn't he, on the television?
I hope anybody's not stupid enough to write us off.
Young man, don't tell me how to do my job, OK?
Young man, to be the best in anything, but to be the best among what you've seen there, it's got to be very special. Get your hands out your pockets.
Yes, sir.
And my many congratulations.
Thanks very much.
And I hope you go on to win many, many awards.
Thank you.
Sincere congratulations. You are a very talented young man.
Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
The charts, I personally think, were at their most varied.
The punk thing happened, and a lot of people said, yeah, this music's for me. It was a little bit rebellious, it was something different, and basically the music had energy to it. I think basically at the time the Pistols were on a sort of downward slope by then. If someone asked me what was the punk situation all about and whatever, I wouldn't shove towards them my way, Sid Vicious and stuff like that, even though I've got it, you know.
And 79 was a big year for us, the real thing, and a big year for Liverpool as well, because they won the league, you know, and they'd had it won halfway through the year or something like that, you know.
Dalglish for Johnson, number 5. And a goal there! And Dalglish, and he turns and scores.
During that time, Liverpool were probably the most awesome side around. I mean, they were like a machine.
They were a machine-like in the way they played, very methodical, and they want everything. So you can't argue with that.
It was the first team that I looked at that were playing like real entertaining football.
Dalglish, he's wriggled round McElroy, he's lost Buchan, he's got a chance. What a goal!
In 1979 also witnessed one of the great goals, from Bolton's answer to George Best.
Worthington now from Dowding's header, and Worthington! And what a beautiful Worthington goal!
Bang, what a goal, what a finish. And in Brazil, they'll still be talking about that yet. Never mind Juninho, what about Frank Worthington?
Wallop. Frank was just magic, mate, just magic.
I remember it vividly. It was a throw-in on the left-hand side of the penalty area, and Alan Gowling got the flick on. Juggled it on my left foot 3 or 4 times. I flicked it over mine and Terry Butcher's head, and as I spun past him and the ball dropped down, I struck beautiful volley, and it flew into the far corner of the net. Great moment for me.
I was the ball boy that day. I was very fortunate enough to be right behind the goal. You can see me jumping up and down, sheer delight. Frank went away to the Burnden Terrace. I think he slid down, and all the Bolton players jumped on top of him because they they'd seen something special that day. And it's moments like this which really inspired to become a professional footballer. He was very talented off the pitch as well. He was one for the birds and the booze, as everyone knows.
Socially, I used to go out about, so I used to like fast cars. There were always nice-looking girls around, and I'd be out gallivanting and lurking, as we used to say.
The haircuts were quite something, weren't they, really? You remember Keegan's?
And it looks like I'm falling all over again.
I mean, when it all sort of was like that, and it used to flop at the back like that. And then, of course, Kenny Clements used to play for City. He looked like a BG.
After the break, which is the rock and roll year of England's Tears, Gummer's Beef Burger and EMF's Unbelievable. Welcome back, and it's 11 years later in the rock and roll year when Vanilla Ice was a one-hit wonder with Ice Ice Baby, when England were knocked out of the World Cup in Italy, and when Maggie wept as she left Downing Street. This is the way we were in 1990.
I don't look back and think, ah, Stuart Pearce missed a penalty. I look back and think England didn't get to the final.
I think that's very much in the nature of England teams, really. That they, it's like Palace, they shine and they really sparkle, and you think, yeah, they're really going to do something, and then suddenly...
But here goes the newly crowned Footballer of the Year, John Barnes. 2-1. Well, Liverpool have done their part. They have won. Liverpool will again be the champions.
I think we were, on our day, we were better than teams of the past, but I think the teams of the past would have more consistent good days than we did.
That was Beardsley and Barnes and all those players, and Dalglish was managing.
It was a risk that Kenny Dalglish took when he signed myself, Peter Beardsley, Ray Hound, John Aldridge. Now, until we actually started playing together and it actually worked straight away and we went on to great things, no one knew how we would actually play.
It seemed like they were just unstoppable. They were dominating everything.
You're unbelievable.
Hopkins, rather fortunately for Crystal Palace, Nicol rushing.
Earlier in the season, on their way to the Championship, Liverpool hammered Crystal Palace.
It's 3 now.
I supported Palace because I lived very near the ground, and can you believe this? I used to cycle past it on the way to work.
Gary Gillespie, Beardsley. Aldridge, he has done, and it's the biggest cheer of the night.
I mean, I was very fond of Palace because they were so at times.
6-0 down, oh, and it stays 6-0.
I can remember being sort of completely gutted when Liverpool beat us 9-0, and sort of just how humiliated people were about it.
And it goes over the wall, and it's a perfect free kick. Here's Hussein. And maybe a ninth, yes!
And so then when we went on to beat them, that was just fantastic in that cup run, just superb.
Venison, and it's a shot, and it's there by Bright, and Bright's there, O'Reilly's there, and Palace, are they in front? Yes, they are, and Bright's in there, and Thomas, Staunton, Gray, 3-3. Thorne picked it on, and it's gone in, and Crystal Palace are at Wembley.
But could Crystal Palace beat Manchester United in the final?
Thorne, O'Reilly's in there, and was it over the line? And it's a goal. McClare, Robson, goal! A ricochet, Hughes! goes! 2-1 to Manchester United.
Man United were winning 2-1, and then Ian Wright was a substitute.
I think Ian Wright is an amazing sort of individual. I still think even these days black players have an awful lot to put up with from crowds, but I think Ian Wright has always sort of forced his personality onto people, and that's why he shines so much.
Here's Wright, his first chance to show what he can do. And he's through. It's Wright. Oh, what an impact by the substitute. Wright! Goal! It's Ian Wright again.
It's now 3-2. Ian Wright has scored 2 goals. So I was thinking, right, it's the end of the game. I don't believe it. Palace are going to win the cup. So who pulls it out of the bag? Sparky Hughes, one of the most underrated players of the decade. Mark Hughes scores a fantastic goal.
Hughes goes through the middle, chance here for 3-3. Mark Hughes!
Which, of course, brings us to a replay, which Lee Martin scores the winning goal.
And I can remember Paul Ince actually saying to me on the morning before the replays, he said, "You could be a hero tonight. You could score the winner, you never know."
And some good touches.
Neil Webb, he spotted me just on the edge of the box and he knocked a great ball through. I just caught it on my chest and unfortunately it went straight to the top corner.
A chance here and a goal!
And I just collapsed on the ground. It was fantastic. All the boys just jumped on top of me. What a feeling that was, you know. There's no feeling like that.
Manchester United equal the record of Aston Villa and Tottenham Hotspur. They win the FA Cup for the 7th time.
But this is a man who's suffered great deprivation in prison.
We're leaving Downing Street for the last time after 11.5 wonderful years, and we're very happy that we leave the United Kingdom in a very, very much better state than when we came here 11.5 years ago.
John Gummer is convinced that beef and beef burgers are safe to eat and is prepared not just to eat one himself but to feed one to his daughter to illustrate the point.
Yet again, Nottingham Forest got their hands on one of the big 3 English trophies.
He's done it! Forest have snatched the lead. The manager quite unmoved, the goalkeeper quite perplexed, and the fans absolutely overjoyed.
It's a pleasure to bring Brian Clough a trophy. I mean, we'd been at the club, the new boys and whatever, and it was all this thing of the past in the European days, and the team were very successful, and we wanted to win something ourselves.
His Royal Highness hands the trophy to Stuart Pearce, and Nottingham Forest have done it again.
After years of mediocre pub sing-along songs like World Cup Willie and Back Home, football suddenly became the new rock and roll.
I think the turning point for that was New Order, when New Order did World in Motion. I think that's the first record that anyone thought, you know, it's all right. I think it's partly, you know, John Barnes doing his rap and all that.
You got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line.
To do the rap, I was up against Peter Beardsley, Paul Gascoigne and Chris Waddle and Des Walker. Now, if any of those 3 Geordies could have rapped better than me, I wouldn't have been able to show my face anywhere. So really it was down to myself and Des Walker, and I won. So that's the only reason I actually did the rap.
The Italia 90 World Cup captivated the world.
1990 World Cup, we always remember the good times. Remember the Belgium game when Platty scored that goal to put us through.
Chip in there. And Platt scored! A fantastic finale! David Platt has the broadest smile in the whole of Italy, has clinched it for England in the last seconds of extra time.
I got injured in the Belgium match. So I really shouldn't have played against the Cameroons, but I started and had to come off with my injury.
But here's Pearce looking to improve that situation now. Lineker towards the near post, and a good header down in. Platt has done it.
David Platt's goal in the 3-2 victory over Cameroon set England on their way to an unforgettable semi-final clash with West Germany. In Britain, a record TV audience, 25 million people, held their breath and watched the drama unfold.
Curled off and in! Well, that was terrible bad luck for England. It might come for Lineker. It has!
That night, England and Germany, and I thought that England were like a different side. I thought they played very, very well. Gascoigne played out of his skin. I mean, he was very unlucky for that tackle that he didn't make to get the card, and I understand him crying.
But he's already carrying one yellow card. Look at that. Oh, my goodness, look at that look on his face. He knows he's not far from tears there. He's not far from tears there because he knows the great, great moment of his football career might well be snatched away from him.
That was probably our best performance, and we went out.
With penalty number 1. 1-0. Peter Beardsley just sticking in the back of the net, which he's done. David Platt into the net again.
It's a hell of an exciting way to finish a game. I've been at both ends of it. I've missed penalties and I've scored penalties in a shootout. It's a great feeling when you score them. It's murderous when you miss them, but at the end of the day, everyone is glued to watching that.
Stunned that it's hardly come to today, really. Stuart Pearce.
Penalty, well, obviously I was very disappointed for myself. It was a case of coming home and thinking, I've let the country down more so than anything. There is no better way to finish a game. No one's thought of one yet, and until they do, we'll take penalties.
Now, Chris Waddle. Oh, he's missed it! West Germany going to the final, and England sadly are out.
I had a lot of sympathy for Pearce and Waddle because I just think there's such intense pressure on you at that point.
Oh, he's in tears, Stuart Pearce, and I thought he was a really hard man. So there you are, that's the way it gets you.
And the other thing, of course, is that the cameras are so intrusive these days, so that they don't let you away with anything.
Emotion and drama, and in the end, defeat for England.
Nothing compares.
Paul Gascoigne in tears, as indeed was Stuart Pearce.
After the World Cup, I went around all the grounds, and the song was Stuart Pearce is a German, you know, they think they can try and get at me that way.
And the Germans are jubilant.
I have greatest sympathy for Pearce and the rest of them, and it was no fun. But why do we always have to lose to the Germans?
Next today, more sporting memories some might wish to forget in Oddballs.